Good morning. Happy, I don't know what day it is, Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Pretty slow morning, but we're here. I'm currently break even on all accounts. I've taken 3 trades. All of them were break evens. See if we can actually get something going. We do have natural gas coming up at 9:30. The 9 a.m. low impact news didn't do much of anything at all. So let's see. What the rest of today brings us. Good morning, trenches. Yes, you see a little green. 3 trades, all break even. So I'll take it. I will take it. All right, pushed up off that resistance level. How are you doing this morning, trenches? Oh, I forgot to tell you, because I was watching this super late last night. I was watching another streamer, and they were talking about what's the company we were talking about? Trade Day, I think it was. We were talking about how they make you go live at 5K profit and all that other stuff. Yeah, he was basically saying like, you know, any company that takes you live that quickly is probably not a company that you want to work with anyway. And he also said that that company, if I'm not mistaken, I can go back because it should be in the beginning of the stream. He was saying that they don't like scalpers. You made back what you lost yesterday. Oh, I have the wrong promo up right now. I gotta fix that. Why y'all ain't tell me yesterday? But not all in the same account across both PAs. Okay. But you made back what you lost. Good, good. I have to go on KeAmber. Why did I forget to... What is it? 71% off with 1 day pass? What is that? Your tablet, is it dying?
No.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, your phone died.
No, my phone didn't die. Your tablet about to die. It's only on 9%.
No.
What's up with that?
No die.
It didn't die. But it's going to if you don't plug it up. Would you like to plug it up? Okay. All right, 71% off plus. Oh yeah, I did go through last night and calculate how much I've lost, or not lost, how much I've spent on Apex accounts. Uh-oh, you okay? Since I started with them, and I'm gonna open that thing up so I can show y'all or tell y'all what it says, but give me 1 second. Let me change the overlay before somebody says you're false advertising. But that's why I put the the date that it ends. All right, let's see. 1 day offer. 1 day. Wait a minute. 71% off. 1 day pass. But shoot. What did it say? 1 day pass starts tomorrow, ends 2/21. But when, whatever. We'll just put 221 on there. Hold on. Let me change it. Transparent background. Current page. Let's make this 71 plus 1dp. Except I just put the wrong thing. 1 day pass. Hold on, y'all. I should have took that 1 bar pullback, but I didn't because it was at that resistance level, which I should never have. Here, baby. All right, let me fix this real quick and then one day pass. Boom, there it is. All right, I'll get some new evals Sunday. You have a couple restarted. I can scalp less, but they only give you 1 account, so they only benefit they have for me is they had a nice setup and let me trade in the office at times. I got you. See, I didn't even know that you can only have 1 account. I didn't know that. Well, for that benefit, it would make sense. However, though, with as much as you work, would it be worth it? Would you even really have time to be able to trade in the office? I need to give her. Hold on, let me give this block to my niece. Bye-bye. Good morning, Rio. How are you this morning? Waiting now to see. You said 870. Oh, we're getting another 1 bar pullback. Oh no, we're not good. So 870 is the current open. You gonna quit at some point? You know what? I understand. I understand. I understand. All right, so 842 is where my bias changed from an up or downtrend to an uptrend. But like I told you guys on various streams, a lot of times it hits that level and decides it does not want to change trends, and then it just completely reverses. So we'll see. A lot of times that level is exactly where it will kind of play around and then reverse. So we'll sit and wait. I don't know how I feel about that 1 bar pullback and if I would have even wanted to get into it. I saw it setting up because, you know, I have wrinkles over there. So even while I was doing the overlay, I saw it setting up, but I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know. And then 15. That was, but okay. Okay, that's what I thought. Uh-oh. No sales yet. This is the second level that just confirmed that it turned into an uptrend. But again, we could push down from it, so. Yesterday, I was not necessarily back testing, but kind of, sort of. Kind of looking at trades that happen where it doesn't fully clear the previous high or the previous low if I'm going for sales. And I kind of figured out how I can trade it. So I will trade that sometimes today if it does set up. You taking your shoes off so you can get in TT's bed? What do you want to watch? He puts it under my desk because he knows that's where I put it. Here, put it back. You know you don't run my house. There. He just comes in and does what he wants. Good morning, Lamine. Good morning, good morning. Still waiting on the next setup. I took 3 trades all before I got on stream and they were all break evens. So that's where we're at the moment. I don't remember. Let me see. What time was my first trade? My first trade was at 8:36. So usually I want to see it in the first 5 minutes. I know it's currently an inside day, so the inside days and the low volatility days, the goal is to at least be slightly positive or break even. That'll let me know the strategy is moving in the right direction. I also, though, was looking at like certain setups that I'm thinking that I want to not really add. It doesn't really, I guess, add. So like if my overall bias is, let's say, an uptrend and my minor trend changes to a downtrend, but the level that it does it at, it like immediately reverses and goes back into a buy. I have been thinking about kind of adding that into my arsenal because that happens quite a bit where, you know, my minor trend no longer equals the major trend, but that particular level that it changes, it just reverses there. It acts as a level of support or resistance. So I am thinking about possibly figuring out how to add those entries in because they happen a lot. Like even this morning, it happened at least 3 times, I think, and they all won. So it's definitely something that I want to look into. But I have to be smart about how I want to do it, though. Like it has to completely make sense. I think it's going to have to be like a divergent setup for it to make sense. I'm not completely sure just yet, but that's what it seems like. Like it can't be a higher low, higher high, higher low situation. Like it needs to be divergence, but we'll see. That green level, what price is that? Let's see. Oh, that green level, that's the current open. I mean, yeah, the current open. So when you said you wanted to see if it rejected off 870, that's when I was like, that's the current open. I just make it green because typically, well, I use the current open and the prior open and close as support and resistance levels. The opens I use as support, the close I use as resistance. Pretty much. All right, let's see. 741. Crap. All right, right, that invalidated itself. Great. The white line moving over it is the middle VWAP level. So any of the squiggly lines, which I mean, it's kind of flat because price is kind of flat, but all of the squiggly lines that move are just parts of the order flow VWAP. The middle level is always the white one though. I always make that one white, and then all the other ones are just different colors, and that's just so that when I look in the data box, I can easily tell which is which. So when I'm looking in the data box, I can know like, oh, this blue line is that VWAP level. That way I'm not spending, I mean, you know, when we're scalping, we got to know things real fast. So I don't need to be spending extra time trying to figure out what the hell level is that. All right, that's a 1 bar pull. Okay, on Thinkorswim, the VWAP is 869.41, so it's basically the same. Yep, because mine is 869.32. I'm not interested in the sell, at least right now. If it pushes, yeah. We're going back towards a double bottom, so, and buyer pressure just came in. Write little notes on my chart. First pullback, so that doesn't count. So resistance up there. I think I already looked through this day. All right, there's the first pullback to my major level back here. All right, we just cleared that. But I'm I'm not gonna take the buy if it pushes here because this is a resistance level and it'll be going through the body of the candle. If it was going through the wick of the candle, I would be okay with it. But this same, well, this same thing kind of set up earlier in a different place though, but it would have lost had I taken it. Now, yeah, so everything else set up properly except that. So I wonder what it's gonna do. Remember, I need to see 20, at least 23 on the number on that swing for me to know it would have at least hit my break even. Uh-oh. All right, so that one would have won. But the one earlier definitely didn't want. At least, let me see what it looks like. Might have been a little different though. Yeah, I guess it was a little different because the overall trend bias at the time was a sell. but and this time the overall trend bias was a buy when it happens. So that could be the reason. I don't know, but I'd rather sit out of it than it could have potentially did the same thing earlier and lost. Tesla, what's happening with Tesla? I don't look at that stuff because it doesn't affect my trading. Oh, Tesla's up 3.5%. Oh, good. I wonder if I can have the same. All right. Natural gas is coming in 4 minutes. So if you trade natural gas, you might want to watch out a little bit. Even though it's low impact news, you just never know. What kind of chart am I trading on? You haven't seen anything like this before. This is called Rinkos, which is a bar type that is basically pure price action because the bars do not close unless price moves it to close. So the only thing is it is kind of like Heikinashi where the open and close is like fake. Because let's say, for instance, this sale that happened here, once the reversal bar painted, all of these bars going down, they didn't truly open at the top, but they did truly close at the bottom, if that makes sense. So my brick size is 20, meaning from open to close of the bar is 20 ticks. And because my brick size is 20, that also means that every reversal is double. So from the lowest point here to the time that it closes, it has to go 40 ticks or 10 points. Yeah, this is my preferred trading style just because, like I said, it's pure price action. And you can, clearly see the highs and lows and higher lows and lower highs and double bottoms and double tops. I've been trading with Rinkos. I got introduced to Rinkos when I first started trading many moons ago. And no matter what other bar type I've tried Heikin-Ashi, tick charts, volume charts, range charts, regular time-based charts, I always come back to Rinkos. Always. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to stream while I trade, because as you said, there's a lot of people who have never seen Rinko charts before, ever. Never even heard of it. Makes sense. Whatever makes money works. Absolutely. Yeah, for me, I'm like so much of an analytical person that when I'm looking at other types of charts, I can always analyze my way out of taking a trade. Because I'm going to zoom out or zoom in as far as I need to make it make sense as to why I can't get into a trade. I can't do that with Rinkos. What it is what it is. So basically on my chart, you have the Rinko bars. You have support and resistance levels using the NinjaTrader Super Pivot indicator, which I love. It has the middle pivot level, resistance and support levels up to 4 levels, and if price extends past those initial 4 levels each, it will draw extended levels. You also have the order flow VWAP on the screen from NinjaTrader, which I have a NinjaTrader lifetime license. I've had it for like 4 years, so I do use the order flow VWAP. Middle level is the white one. All the other squiggly lines are just other standard deviation levels from it. What else? You got the current day open, high, low. The open is the green line at 870, which we can't see right now, but it's like a dot dash. Anytime you see white triangles, that's just the current high and low and us pushing through those. Then the prior day open, high, low, close is on the screen as well, because I use all of those as different forms of support and resistance. All right, natural gas is done. I can start trading again. However, I'm just waiting on a setup still. I haven't taken a trade since 8:56, right before I got on the stream. I haven't had any setups yet, so, which is to be expected on a day like today. I've been on all the charts. Yes, baby. Listen, yes. You guys have to realize, like, I've been trading for a long time. And that's why I put my experience level like in my YouTube profile, because even though it's been way more off than on, I still have been trading off and on for 10 years. So I've been around the block, okay? I've traded futures, forex, binary options. I feel like that's about it though. I have friends that are really successful in forex, but I just hate forex. I hate the manipulation. I don't like trading. I just don't like trading forex. There's just nothing about forex that I like, if I'm being completely honest. What level is? Oh, that's just a regular resistance level. Cool. But yeah, that's my story. I've been around the block. I've been scammed before. I've purchased indicators out the wazoo. I've purchased courses. I have one girlfriend. She's successful in forex and futures, but her strategy just doesn't work well for me personally, because I don't see the market the way she does, and I never will. But she's very successful, and I always send people to her if they want to learn, because hey, you never know, somebody else might learn a lot different than I do. The only reason why her strategy doesn't work for me is I'm too analytical. So yeah, it just doesn't work. Let's see. Sell. What is that? Oh. My overall trend bias is a downtrend right now. So that's why kind of every time we've pushed up, we've resisted and come back down. But I haven't been able to take any of these. No. Yeah, I couldn't even take that one. Yeah, lots of experience. just never really stuck to trading because, when you're going through the growing pains, you just want to give up. And because I've been a nurse for 12 years now. So, is it 12? Yeah, 12 years. So, but I have not worked as a nurse I worked a little bit last year, but I basically haven't worked as a nurse since like October of 22. So, yeah, I used to just always get irritated and say, F this, I can make this amount of money being a nurse. So why would I stress myself out over this bullcrap? And so I would just quit for like 6 to 12 months at a time and then come back and get irritated at some point again and do it all over again. That was the nature of the beast for me. But at this point, I'm like, okay, now I'm getting too old to keep pushing things back. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't really do that now. And then plus, like I said, I haven't been working, which I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. Now, when I first stopped working as a nurse, though, I still had my credit repair business, so I still couldn't really focus on trading because, by the time you get off the charts in the morning, then you're working on client files until 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Who wants to sit there and back test and study and put things together and stuff? So it was like real touch and go, which is why I never got to where I wanted to get to. So I shut my credit repair business down in I think it was like August 31st of last year. And that's when I really had the time, energy, and effort to devote to it. And that's what I've been doing. I was kind of getting on the right track for a minute, but I still felt like my P&L swings were way too all over the place for what I personally want to see. So I ended up switching to like more volume based trading a little like around Christmas. And that's taken a lot of time to like get used to, just because no matter how much you backtest and stuff, like you still need chart time. I feel like chart time is everything. You know what I mean? So I knew it was going to take me a couple of months to get things where I wanted it to be. Now, of course, the first couple of weeks I was making super major changes. And then the adjustments started getting less and less each week. But then I changed my Renko size. So the threshold for this one is 1 tick. So every new bar in a swing is 1 tick in that direction. Well, I used to trade on 20 and 2 charts, meaning that the brick size was 20 ticks, but every 2 ticks painted a new bar. So when I switched Renko settings, I think like 3 weeks ago, I told myself I'm not doing a full back test. Who? Not me. I didn't want to do that. So I knew it was going to take time for me to like get things where I wanted it to be with this Renko setting because I refuse to do a full back test. That takes a lot of time. Because I'm really thorough when I back test and I use Excel spreadsheets and I write down every single trade for that particular setup. And then I like go through and like make red font for all the losses, and then I go through each column of every variable of the setup and like which column has the most L's and why, and okay, this needs to be a rule. Like it takes too long and I ain't doing it. So over time of putting in chart time for the next couple of weeks is when I'll be able to solidify things the way I wanted it to be. Just 2 years and 6 months in futures. Listen, I feel like anybody who started recently, like within the last couple of years, I feel like you guys have it great because you have opportunities that we didn't really have. You have way more information available than we had back when I started. Like you were bound to get scammed back then because it wasn't a lot of people just like in your circles who knew how to trade and stuff like that, and who was gonna trust a whole bunch of strangers online, you know what I mean? Adult or peds. So when I first started in nursing, I started off in neuro, so a lot of stroke care, back, neck, and brain surgeries, mainly back and neck. They didn't do a whole lot of brain surgeries there. It was a small town in Georgia. So I started off doing that. And the crazy thing is, neuro was always my least favorite when I was in nursing school. I was like, this is the one area I would never go into. But because I took a break After, first of all, I graduated in December. I was actually in an accelerated school my very first year in college. And because we didn't have labs with a lot of our science classes, once I got to the point of finishing my prereqs and going into nursing school, I had to redo a couple of classes because we didn't have labs. Had A's in them, A pluses, but I didn't have labs. So because I graduated in December and wanted to take a break because I went to a D2 school for nursing school. I could have went D1, but number one, I tore my ACL my senior year of high school. That was one problem. Because for me at that point, I'm not about to be trying super hard for what? My body don't love me no more. And plus, I knew that I didn't want to play basketball for the rest of my life. I didn't want to try to go pro or semi-pro. So I just need to do enough to get my school paid for. That was my thought process. So I walked on to my D2 college and got one of the highest scholarships on the team as a walk-on after not playing basketball for a whole year and a half. So yeah, and then with nursing school, you can't miss but a certain number of classes before you fail the whole course. So going D1 didn't even make sense because with all the traveling and stuff, I can't fail nursing school. What's going to pay me for some good portion of my life just because I'm traveling for this team? That don't make sense, right? So, so I got out, did neuro for a year, quit nursing for like 3 years because it was like, yo, this is not what I signed up for. I've been in healthcare since high school because I did a class where we were able to shadow nurses on every single floor my second semester of my senior year of high school. And so I quit. Then when I came back, I went into psych. I told myself if I come back, I want to do psych, children's, or ICU because I felt like of all the areas of nursing, I felt like those three groups of people kind of need you the most. With children, they can't help whatever got them there. You know what I'm saying? And then with neuro, a lot of times you're dealing with stroke patients and they need your help because they can't move half their body or, they can't speak for themselves and things like that. And then ICU, that's self-explanatory. So I ended up finding a job at a state hospital, which was like adult psych basically. And you had a lot of patients who kind of have been in the system for behavioral issues since they were children. But the majority of who I was taking care of were complete criminals, like murderers, child molesters, arsonists. Yeah, you name it, I took care of them. So that was, I wouldn't really say difficult per se, but it kind of sort of was. I could have gotten into this sale right here, y'all. The only reason I didn't, it wasn't because I was talking. Is because I still don't all the way know how I want to take trades near the support and resistance levels since I didn't backtest. So, yeah. So I just didn't take it. But anyway, so I did that for a couple of years and then I transitioned to like an eating disorder facility. That was probably my favorite because they didn't push a whole bunch of pills into these people. That's like a huge problem of mine with Western medicine. When I worked at the state hospital, I had a patient that was taking like 329 pills a week. And that was just the scheduled medicine. So that didn't count if she needed ibuprofen for a headache, like scheduled 329 pills a week. That's insane. Like, and we wonder why they have liver issues and kidney issues and everything else. And well, look at what you're giving them. So yeah, with the eating disorder facility, I started off in adults, but I quickly changed to the children's unit. And my only issue at that place is that we had a lot of children who attempted to enter certain communities just because someone else did. So if someone else came in and they were born a girl, but they like to be called by a male name and things like that, all of a sudden half the unit wanted to do the same thing. And I also took care of certain female children who were already on testosterone shots as teenagers. And I just, yeah, that's where I learned about certain things like the they them, which drove me insane because I would be in, and I respect everyone, whatever your decision, do what you do. But I remember the first time I was in report, and a nurse was giving me a report on someone, and she just kept saying they, and I was like, well, who? And she's like, well, and she would name the person, and I'm like, but you keep saying they, so who else? And she was like, oh no, that's like a thing. And I'm like, a what kind of thing? Because why are we calling a singular person plural? That drove me crazy. And I just felt like kids are so sacred. I mean, how many kids just want to be animals, you know? Do what you do, but I just feel like with kids, that was like really hard for me, really, really hard for me to deal with certain things. And then also felt like, in a medical facility, they're in your care, and a lot of times these parents are completely against whatever these kids are doing, but you're allowing them to do it in this facility because you're taking care of them away from their parents at this time. But with a lot of psych issues with kids, whether it's eating disorders, whatever, a lot of times they're going to just go back home and start doing the same thing because now you've taken them from an unrestricted environment to a super restricted environment where their parents are not feeding into whatever it is that they're wanting to do with their life. So it was kind of like a vicious cycle of seeing the same kids over and over because of that. And I wasn't cool with that. I just wasn't. Good morning, Mario. How are you? How it goes? How you be? There's a lot of choppy. And this is another reason why I like Rinkos. I can see choppiness super quick. And none of these are like setups for me. So my strategy keeps me out of it. Maybe we'll push off and do something else. We kind of were making like double top, double bottom, double top, double bottom. That's like 4 in a row. I don't know what it looks like on a 5-second chart or a minute chart or anything, but that's clear chop. Excuse me. I think I've kind of figured out, like with this sale right here that happened, I'm pretty sure, let me see, pretty sure I've kind of figured out how I want to trade that particular pattern, which it seems like it's the same way as when I was on the old Rinko settings. But I'm not all the way sure. So the next time it sets up, I might sit out of it one more time, but we'll see. I don't like that sale in particular because we have a double bottom, double top combo right here. So no matter where this reverses, I wouldn't take it. All right, let's see what happens now. Also, my major level's right there, so that's kind of where we've been rejecting off of too. Anytime my levels get as close as this, like my minor level's the lower, so it's just been literally chopping between the two. So anytime they get real close like that, this is what I expect to happen, and it's why I just sit out. Sit out until it figures out what it wants to do. So it looks like since I got on the stream, this sale was probably the only valid setup. I mean, it won, so that's cool. Trying to think. Let's see. Let's see if we can break out either way. Either way. All right, so that is the same pattern then. Oh wait, that one doesn't count. All right. Except I can't. Sorry guys, I'm going back to I'm just scrolling back to earlier in the session, the other times where like the previous swing wicked through that resistance level, because it looks like there's probably one other, maybe two, let's see. There was one or two other times that it happened today, and I could have taken trades that won. So I'll keep that in mind. All right, 13. But I don't know if I want to take it. I'm cool with it wicking through. I don't know if I'm cool with the resistance level going through the bar of it though. I don't know. What I'm hoping is that my bias just changes to an uptrend, because then no matter what, this sell just wouldn't even make sense. Which right now it doesn't anyway. There's not enough volume to push it down for it to make sense. Turler? Is that how you pronounce your name? Good morning. Good morning. All right, so there's the prime high, the high of that candle. All right, so that sell invalidated itself for me, which is cool. And let's see, 558. Let's see. It's not what I'm looking for. Almost, but not quite. That would have been my first time taking a trade, actually taking the trade that doesn't fully clear the previous high. But it didn't set up the way I wanted it to. So, yeah, I stayed out. Like, am I not going to get any more trades today? My nephew is so quiet today. He was a little terror yesterday. 6. This is the level. These are the 2 levels that'll change my bias to an uptrend officially. So I'm waiting to see if we're actually gonna push through it or what. But we could push through it and then reject. So. And we stalled here too long for me to want to get into this sale, so we wait. At least this particular bar. It's too much. And it's almost 10 o'clock already. There's the push down. Alright, that one would have won. Just couldn't take that there. We didn't clear it, so my bias is still a sale at the moment. Do we ever reach up? No. Alright. I'm definitely not interested in really buys or sales right now based on where the price is. And since 10 o'clock is coming up, I'll just have to see what happens. Maybe consolidation. Yeah. Well, most of the consolidation was kind of like here. We had some really good swings. But I have to really be careful, and this is why I have like such set rules, because I have a tight stop loss. My stop loss is 24 ticks or 6 points. So that's not a lot for the Nasdaq. So like this swing up right here, basically any wick that comes out of any bar after I get into the trade, it can't come more than 2 ticks beyond the open of the bar. So like this would have been a total loss for sure. And then I'm an all or nothing type of person. Unless certain things happen on my charts, I stay in the trade no matter what. That's the only way for me to really truly figure out my edge with my strategy, and if adjustments need to be made, is if I take every valid setup. It's the only way. Can't make emotional decisions, because your emotions right now might be different than what your emotions will be tomorrow, you know? So I trade like a robot. Either it sets up or it doesn't. But thankfully, it's kept me out of a lot of losses today. We didn't clear this level for the sale, so we changed trend directions and then bounced off of the level that changed it. Alright, let me reopen. That would be valid no matter what. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we're at 10 o'clock. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Seller pressure came in right after that buy, and I kind of knew that was gonna happen. So I would have just broken even anyway. You tried the Rinko script yesterday. You're still testing. 24 with mini or micro. I use minis. I don't use micros at all because if I'm only going for 6 points, the way I see it, when I fail an account, it's because my strategy is not where it's supposed to be, right? Because no matter what, I'm scalping, so I shouldn't see huge swings in my trailing drawdown. So for me, it makes no sense to do micros for 6 points. You traded like a bro. Not you traded like a broken robot. You had to leave the house and do something. Sometimes when you don't have the discipline, you gotta walk away. Rio, definitely let me know over time how you like the Rinkos. It takes some adjusting. But sometimes you actually can trade your same exact strategy. You might have to change certain things. Like, for instance, let's say that you, just throwing it out there, let's say that you use like the 9 EMA or SMA, and what are the popular ones? 9, 21, 50, and 200. Well, you're going to have to get rid of the 9 and possibly the 21, depending on your Rinko size. And the reason why I say that is because a 9 EMA will literally, or SMA will literally just go right through the middle of the Rinko. So it's pointless to have it there because it's literally doing nothing. At that point, it's not showing you anything. The other level should be okay. I feel like 21 was fine. I could put it on the chart and see, but yeah, anytime you use anything like that, you might just have to adjust what your fast EMA is and kind of go from there. All right, let me see. So if I put I think that says SMA. I have really bad eyes, you guys. Oh, yeah, that's SMA. So like, let me see what the 21 would look like. I feel like the 21 was fine. No. So you see, on a time-based chart, that would look fine. Like a 21 would be just fine, but on a Rinko chart, it just goes through the middle. So I feel like when I did used to use MAs, I feel like my fast one had to be a 50. I think. I'm almost certain my fast had to be a 50. All right, and I just messed that up a little bit. That's okay. You use a 21 EMA. Yeah, most people I know who use EMAs use the 9, 21, 50, 100, and 200. Some combination of those. Yes, I am trading on NinjaTrader. I use version 8.026, and these are Rinko charts from Ninja Co. Ninza, ninja.co. There are other types of Rinkos out there, like there's O Rinkos, there's all kind of stuff, but yeah, I've used these Rinkos for a long time. 5. That was a pretty nice push off the double top up there, but the way that it's set up, I don't take it that way, so I couldn't take the trade. Oh, I'm trading Apex Trader funding accounts, Evals. I do have a Ninja Broker account, but I can't trade it on 8.026. It's not supported anymore, so I have to upgrade. But I'm not ready to trade my personal accounts again anyway, so I don't care to upgrade at this moment. But I will eventually have to. 805 open. Alright, so that's gonna be a no matter what. 517. We're pushing towards the session low down here. That's the white triangles. But yeah, so eventually I'm gonna have to upgrade my software, which I'm not the happiest about, but you know, whatevs. But I'm gonna have to pay someone to go through the few indicators that I use and figure out what's making NinjaTrader freeze when I upgrade. The last time I tried to upgrade was like probably 2 months ago, and it was freezing again. So, and I hate trying to upgrade knowing that it's freezing because when I downgrade, I have to delete everything and then I lose all my trade history, which sucks because when I'm back testing, I want to see whether I took that trade or not without having to go through my trade journals. So until I'm actually ready to trade my personal accounts again, I don't plan on upgrading at all. I didn't take this sell because we were going back towards the VWAP and the new session low, which I don't do on lower high, lower low, lower high trades anymore, or vice versa if it's for a buy. And that would have lost. It only went 12 ticks. Only went 12 ticks. You changed over to Motive Wave and haven't looked back since. I suggest take a demo, even back test it. It's no purpose of me looking at other. First of all, I've traded with different programs before. I've never used Motive Wave, but I've been with NinjaTrader for over 4 years now, and I have a lifetime license, and I didn't spend all that money on a lifetime license to go use a different software. But also, I have indicators that I use that are specific to NinjaTrader and they are pertinent to my trading strategy. So it would be no way that I can switch programs anyway. You lost all your indicators when NT went to 8 point. Really? Did the vendors just never update them? Because the vendors are supposed to update them. And I don't know which of my indicators is causing the problem. The crazy thing is when I tried to upgrade again at the end of summer, I kept telling Ninja, I said, hey, I think it's your Rinkos, because when I don't have anything on my charts and I throw the Rinkos on, it's freezing. And they kept telling me, no, it's not us, it's NinjaTrader, blah, blah, blah. And then they started asking, is it your equipment? Is it your internet? I'm like, hey, listen, I trade with an octa-core processor and 64 gigs of RAM. I know it's not my equipment. I know it's not my internet either. At this point, I know for sure it's not my internet. I have 650 megabytes per second upload and download speed. So they did all of this, blaming NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader blamed them, whatever. And a couple of months ago, probably like around January, I reached out to Ninja again, and Grace, I think is her name. She's so sweet. She's like, yeah, there were other people having the same issues as you. Please update the Rinkos to this version. And I'm like, oh, so when I told you it was the Rinkos, y'all didn't want to listen to me. But now y'all see I was telling the truth. Go figure. So they did update it, but I don't know what it is. I haven't tried again. I think I did try one time after she told me to update everything, and it still wasn't working, so I don't know. At this point, the only thing that I can put my finger on is maybe I use an online trade journal that and I love this one because it automatically screenshots my charts on entry and exit and attaches it to the journal entry. So I don't have to do anything. The only thing I go in and do is like categorize each trade for whatever setup it is, which I actually can do on the chart, but I just let all of them import as unknown, and then I just go through and manually do that. But because he's not servicing new clients, I wonder if he's updated this for the newest versions. I don't know. I think he makes indicators for trade Evals, if I'm not mistaken, because I had to have them to reach out to him because he wasn't answering his emails. Because I had people who wanted his trade journal and they told me no, he's focused on creating indicators for us and he's not taking new customers. I'm like, oh, okay. But that's the only thing that I can think of. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll just pay somebody when I get to that point to figure it out, because I'm willing to spend money for somebody to figure it out once I'm ready to trade on my personal accounts. But until I'm ready for that, it'll be a waste of money. I have an Intel i9. You wasted too much buying the latest, greatest processors and rigs and finally threw their trash out. I've had this computer for quite a while. I can't remember how many years I purchased it, but it's an MSI gaming laptop. I'm not really a PC person. I haven't been a PC person since I was a kid because I just feel like I need something that I can travel with. I don't want to have one computer at home and then one to take. No, I'll just have this one that could do everything. So, but I've had it for probably like 4 years, maybe. I'm not sure. I would have to go look. But I haven't had any issues with it. The only thing I ever tried to do, I did try to upgrade my RAM at one point because I thought that the freezing, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought the freezing was because my RAM was too low at 64 gigs. But it wasn't. And when I took it to Geek Squad, because I have the Total Tech membership with Best Buy, so a lot of things like my warranties are automatically included on any electronics that I buy, and then there's certain repairs and stuff that I can get them to do and it not cost me anything. So I tried to do it. Didn't really want to do it, but I was like, let's just see if this is the problem. Those people gave me my laptop back and said, well, we can't do anything because your RAM is underneath your motherboard and we don't have the tools to take it out. I'm like, what? Who puts RAM underneath? Like, MSI, why? But it saved me money because that literally wasn't the issue. I still have the same 64 gigs in here and my data lag is really low most of the time, and I don't really deal with lags except after 10 o'clock. Between 10 and 10:15 on these charts, for whatever reason, Rhythmic starts to lag, but that's about it. Motive Wave, go over to and try to demo it. I just told you I can't try it because I can't get rid of my indicator. I need my indicators for my strategy, and it's not on Motive Wave. There's nothing I can do about it. I used to have an AMP Futures account, but I have the NinjaTrader brokerage account. I haven't had any issues with them. For me, if something works, I just stick with it. Now, if I start having a whole bunch of problems, then I'll look into other stuff. But while things work properly, I have no reason to change. But I know people who use Motive Wave and Sierra charts and Quan Tower, and there's all kind of stuff out there. You just have to figure out what you like best and go on about your business. The only thing that I wish is that Apex would have CQG accounts that are not attached to Tradeovate. If they can come up with just regular accounts, I'll be right there. They get all my money because I prefer CQG for sure. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. That would be nice though. And I've had people like, well, if you like CQG, just get the Tradeovate accounts. For what? I'm still going to trade on NinjaTrader, so I'm just paying more to trade on the same platform. No, I'm not doing that. I'll deal with Rhythmic and their issues. Because thankfully, since I scalp, I don't really get caught in some of the issues that other people do. I cannot believe that the market was this slow that I barely got any trades today, and they were all before 9 o'clock. The logic, speed, and chart. They have those indicators in their can too. How do you know what I have a couple of extra indicators on my screen that you don't see that are not over there. The logic speed charts is outstanding. Makes you wonder why you ever got. I didn't get stuck with NinjaTrader. I actually like NinjaTrader. Oh yeah, CQG is way better. That CQG data is what my personal accounts were on. So, and before they did the upgrade to where you couldn't trade your personals on 8.026 anymore, I used to keep my NinjaTrader data and trade off of that data, but you know, everything routed to Rhythmic for the orders. But now I can't do that anymore, which sucks. But I know, like, when people have Rhythmic issues, the people who have the NinjaTrader data or any other data that they're like primarily working off of, they typically don't have the issues Rhythmic has. I personally feel like NinjaTrader does not, they can't handle the volume that Apex gives it. That's just my thought process, because the issues that we've dealt with Rhythmic since I've been with Apex, I have never, in the 4 years that I traded with NinjaTrader, never, whether live or sim, dealt with those issues ever. And I traded directly on CQG, on the mobile app, on the computer, the phone, or not the phone, the browser app. I traded through the NinjaTrader platform. Never had the issues that Rhythmic has. Ever. I don't know what those people did or why they felt like they could handle the volume that Apex gives it. And I get it. It's business. Like, you want all the business that you can get. But if you can't handle it, and I thought that when remember, everyone used to be on the same server, and then they made it to where each prop firm has its own server. A lot of times, because I have friends, you know, trading friends who trade with multiple prop firms, when they're having issues with the Apex Rhythmic, they're not having issues with the other Rhythmic accounts with other prop firms. And it's because the other prop firms don't have the volume that Apex has. So your server works perfectly fine over there, but not with Apex. And that's ridiculous. If you can't handle it, just stop. Stop trying. Yes. I only trade the Nasdaq. I have a set stop loss and take profit of 24 ticks, or 6 points. Just a couple of days ago, I changed my auto break even to when I'm 22 ticks in profit to move the stop loss to break even. It used to be 20 ticks, but the 20 was screwing me quite a bit. And I realized with the adjustments that I've been making, I'm still in the process of developing my strategy, just FYI. But as adjustments have been made, especially since I changed my Renko size 3 weeks ago, I realized that most of the trades that hit 20 ticks or even 21 ticks and reverses, those are now setups that are invalid based on the adjustments to my rules that I made. So when it's a valid setup, it's either going to completely win, completely lose, or if it does go back to break even, you know, 22 ticks is like my safe place to go ahead and break even. So that's kind of where I am right now. And price is going to start to consolidate again here. There's my major level, there's the minor one, and they're close together with this resistance level. So it's probably going to get stuck here like it did back there. Pleasure talking. I don't have a Discord room, and thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you as well. No, I don't have a Discord room at the moment. I'm just active in the Apex Discord. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever have a Discord, because I feel like I've gotten rid of all of the ways that people can communicate with me. This sounds crazy, but I've built teams of like 1,000 people and stuff like that when I was in network marketing, and having so many people have access to me drove me crazy. That's why I set my credit repair business up the way that I did. And that's why, like, at this moment, I'm like, okay, I don't want anything outside of just my YouTube videos. The comments there, the comments in the live chat, that's where I'm going to stay at this moment. Maybe one day I will have a Discord, but right now I don't. I don't, but you can find me in the Apex Discord though. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Let's see, that's a alternate. Not trading is a real thing. Oh, your tablet died, huh? You want TT's phone?
No.
I can't use your tablet because it's died. It just died. You want to watch my phone?
No.
Huh? Well, you have to watch my phone until I can get your tablet to charge. Okay? I'll charge your tablet in a little bit. It did die. It did die. That's why it stopped. What do you mean? Yes, it did. What were you watching? You want to watch Coco Melon? Boy, you are silly. Yes, it did. That's why I shut off. I'm surprised it lasted this long. It's just a lot going on here. See racing? All right. Looks like we're trying to push away from all of this mess. Let's see how far out we push from it though. Hopefully I can get at least one more trade in before the market closes. Well, not the market closes. I close my charts. So I only got about 40 minutes left. Where did I just put that? Oh. Maybe one day I will try Motive Wave. At this moment, I wouldn't. Pretty much hotkey scalp when the wrinkle turning green and hope it goes for distance. No, I look at volume to determine whether I want to get in or not, which is why I've set out of every reversal since 9 o'clock this morning because it's not setting up the way I want it to. But I don't hotkey though. I actually use an indicator. It's a closed bar entry indicator from Affordable Indicators. And let me see if I can. I have to change this. Hold on. Hold please. I'll show you what it looks like because it's actually pretty cool. And I've had it for a while. Ever since I started developing this strategy is when I started using it because it's so difficult to get into trades. Let me see something. All right, so I put it on sim so you guys can see. So this is what I use to enter, and that's why on streams where I actually am able to enter trades, I'm able to enter them with such precision. So basically, if I wanted to get into a sale at the close of the bar down, I just click that button, and then you can see that it turns red to remind me because sometimes I'll forget that I even have the button clicked. But do not do that. We're not doing that today. Anyway, so as soon as the bar closes down, it'll enter the trade for me. And you can use market orders, limit orders, whatever you want. You can determine how many ticks out do you want the pending order to be. You can do all of that. So that's what I do when I'm actually going to enter the trade. And then you can also, it's like a variation of what you could do, because you can even do like, okay, on the close of a sell bar, I want. That's my headphones. Thank you. You don't want it. First of all, that's not your bed. I'm pretty sure it's mine. So that's how it enters for me. So yeah, and it's different ways that you can use the combination. So I can say like, oh, on a down bar, enter a buy, or no matter what the bar is, a down or a buy bar, enter a buy, that kind of thing. But I just use it this way. So yeah, you can see it does everything for me. I don't particularly care for hotkeys, just the way that I trade, because I don't. Yeah, that way just works better for me. So it enters my limit orders for me, and I'm good to go. You better not drop my phone. Give me this. What do you want to watch? Because you're going to make me mad. Throw something else. No, 6 points. 6 points. 24 ticks. So you do a 1 to 2. I just do a 1 to 1. And I only use one contract at the moment, because I'm still in the process of developing my strategy, so it makes no sense to trade more than one contract. But at some point, I'll develop a system where, like, okay, when I have this much in profit, then increase the contract size. I'll never change my stop loss and break even and all of that stuff, because it makes no sense to. The way my strategy is how I'm going to trade it regardless. So but yeah, I use that indicator because that's the best indicator for me to use to enter my trades. But for me, like, I used to trade with the super negative risk to reward ratio. Even when I learned other people's scalping strategies, a lot of times they're super negative. And that was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to at least get myself to the point where it was a 1 to 1. Now, even though it's a 1 to 1, it's still kind of negative, because when you add in commissions on each side, there's still a slight difference. So if I win a trade, then lose a trade, I'm still going to be slightly negative because of commissions. However, it's still a 1 to 1. You know what I mean? So, but I don't ever go for more than a 1 to 1. Here, whatever you playing with, stop it. Just stop it. All right, we're back at the level that would change this to an uptrend bias, and we're kind of like stuck here. We're stuck here at the moment. You charge 1K margin per NQ contract. You have $400 on ES. Yeah, I don't really have to worry about margin and stuff like that, since I'm not trading my personal accounts and I don't full port these evals, so I never really have to worry about that. All right, we've pushed through. I'm now in an uptrend bias. Let's see how long this lasts for, and if I can actually get some trades in. Sometimes when the market, there's not the volatility that I'm personally looking for. A lot of times what I'll see is like most of the volume is pushed into creating the new trend, so changing from a downtrend to an uptrend or vice versa, and then we get stalling and a lot of consolidation, and then we just change directions again. So that's kind of why I haven't been able to trade, because that's been happening a lot. So kind of like here, change from the downtrend to the uptrend, consolidate. That happens a lot on days like this. Yeah. Pretty sure this changed from it. Yeah. Slight uptrend, change to a downtrend, consolidate. Like, but I'm so used to seeing it on days like this that I just say, how do y'all keep finding that short? I know he's gonna watch that on repeat and it's gonna drive me crazy. All right. I don't really oh no, I can't. There's a buy rotation level there anyway. Hopefully we can push beyond this top yellow line I drew. Then I'll have a lot of space up there to be able to at least attempt to trade. But for as long as we just kind of consolidate in the same areas, there's literally nothing I could do about it at all. Are we gonna clear that one? All right, that hit that to a tick. Let's see how long we consolidate here. I always have two levels that change my bias. Sometimes it only clears one and not the other. It cleared both, but you could see that, well, it didn't clear. It tried to and reversed back down. We could get stuck in between here, especially with that resistance level being here, but we'll see. A little under 30 minutes left. I'm cool with ending at a break even. It's no big deal. Break even days are better than red. Can we clear it? And then we have to worry about clearing this high of that candle too. Or that bar, whatever. We're trying to push through, but the volume is so low after 10. At least from 10 to 11. I don't know if we got enough steam to push through. But there's literally nothing but space and opportunity above here. The middle VWAP level is at 854. The next resistance level is at 858. And then we have the current open at 870. So there's a lot of room to work up there. But all day we've basically been like going between, kind of stuck between different support and resistance and VWAP levels all day. All day. Would appreciate suggestions on scalper NQ videos. I would have to look, honestly, because I haven't a clue. I don't. I do watch two streamers who scalp the Nasdaq. One uses a 1-minute chart and the other uses a 2-minute chart, but they're not teaching anything and they don't even really explain their thought process or anything. It's just, well, kind of, I guess. Not really. They just are here to share their journeys. But as far as like educational videos when it comes to scalping, I don't know, because honestly, that's why it's taken me so long to develop my own because there's not a lot of information out there. And you know, most people who put information online, they're going to give you just enough to make you want to buy their course or something. You know what I mean? And for me, I've bought enough courses in my lifetime that I ain't doing it no more. So, and because I have enough experience and I can see things, you know, a certain way when I'm looking at the charts, that's why I just said, oh, I'll just create my own. It'll take some time because I'm starting from scratch, you know, with the knowledge that I do have. But I know that once I get it where I want it to be, it's going to be better than anything that I can learn because I put this together based on my thought process, not based on how somebody else sees the market and me forcing my brain to think that way. So it takes more time, but it'll be more seamless once I get it where I want it to be. And it's pretty much almost there. I think I've only made one adjustment this week, and that wasn't even a real adjustment. That was, I noticed a certain pattern that I felt like I was losing on, but because I didn't want to back test all the way, I just saw me lose a couple of more times, and I X'd out the little question mark that I had on my cheat sheet, like, is this a thing? Because now I know it's a thing. But yeah. Have I considered looking at lower time frames for entries and manage on higher time frame? I used to trade that way, and that's why I don't anymore. I've never traded like ICT or anything like that, but yeah, I used to trade on like I would use I think I used to use a 10-minute or a 15-minute chart and also an hour chart, and then I would enter on 2-minute or 1-minute charts. I used to do that. I actually was profitable with intraday swinging even when I first started with Apex. However, I used to intraday swing. I actually used to for real swing trade and be in trades for a week or two at a time. But I don't want to trade that way. I want to scalp. Market conditions can change at any time. And for me, I don't want to be in a trade for that long. I would rather be in and out. Let's say a full swing is 100 points. If I can get 12 to 24 points of that 100-point swing, that's enough for me. I don't need the whole move, me personally. And I just feel like the longer you're in a trade, the more time you're giving the market to possibly work against you. That's just my thought process, and that's why I prefer to scalp. I understand why people don't want to scalp, but I rather be in and out. And also, I don't want to be on the charts all day. I had a career since 21 years old where my career was being at my job for 12 and a half to 14 hours every shift. And I can't even say 12 and a half. It was always 13 hours minimum. So I don't want to be on the charts from 8:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. I don't want to do that. That's a job again. So because I only want to trade for the first 2.5 hours of the session, the best thing for me to do is scalp, because I don't have to sit on my hands and wait for this one fair value gap or this one two-legged pullback that's going to set up. I don't have to worry about that. I can just scout my way. Now, on lower volatility days, like today, all three of my trades were before 9 o'clock. They all broke even. I'm cool with that. On higher volatility days, I typically will have like 15 to 20 setups. So as long as there's like one or two higher volatility days per week, I'm good. Very rarely do you have like a whole week of low volatility, unless like we're talking about near the holidays and stuff like that. NQ is a beast, and that's why I trade it, because I want to tame this beast. So many people think that the NASDAQ, because of how crackheadish it can be, that it doesn't have consistent patterns that you can trade, and that's not true. It depends on what type of chart you're looking at. Maybe the type of chart you're looking at, there's no consistent patterns, but the charts I look at, there's a consistent pattern every single day. It's just a matter of, do I want to trade it or not? I don't need to get every little swing that you see on the Renko charts. I don't care about that. As long as the swings that I am able to get into either win or break even the majority of the time, that's all I care about. But ES, I don't like ES. I don't. I used to trade ES. I can pull out some of my trade journals, like one from this time last year, and I can show you. I did not used to trade the NASDAQ. I used to trade ES, the Russell 2000, the Dow, crude oil, and gold. I traded 5 instruments at all times. And yeah, no. I've traded everything you could possibly. I even used to, like a couple of years ago, I used to trade the bonds. So I traded mainly ZB, TN, ZN, and UB, the ultra bonds. I don't particularly like those either. Yeah, I just don't. I think I started to trade the NASDAQ like in the summer, maybe. But again, I didn't really start focusing on trading until September, because I had all other kind of things going on in my life. So over time, I've just had to make major adjustments. And every time you make a major adjustment, it's going to take you a couple months before you figure out if that's what you want to keep or if you want to make another major adjustment and things like that. So, but I used to trade the ES. I was profitable on the ES with my personal account, but I don't like the ES. Doesn't move enough for me. I don't like it. I don't like it on a time-based chart. I don't even like it on Renko's. I just don't. Everybody has their preference. I know a lot of people who love the ES. I don't. Just not my thing. I actually used to love crude oil, but the biggest thing with crude oil was I would get some of the best movements like later on in the session. So I used to trade like 8:30 to 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then I would get off and come back from 12 to 2. That was cool for a while, but the reality is I want to do now what I want to do forever. I don't want to get off the charts for 2 hours and have to come back to it. It doesn't matter how much money I can make from 12 to 2. I don't want to take a 2-hour break and come back. So that's when I figured out, okay, I'm going to have to tailor a strategy that works best in the first 2.5 hours. Because after 11 o'clock, I'm gone. I don't care what happens in the market after 11. I'm not trading it. I don't want to look at it. And it's just that. I don't want to be on the charts all day. I don't. I want to buy. Trading is supposed to buy my time back. And I can't buy my time back if I'm still on the charts for 8.5 hours. I can't do it. I can't. All right. So we've now pushed out. If we can get a reversal before we hit the middle VWAP level, I'll be able to get into the buy retracement. But if it gets up to that VWAP then reverses, I won't be able to. So I don't like taking trades going back to the VWAP levels with this particular setup. I don't. Not anymore. But if I was to trade anything other than the NASDAQ, it would be the Russell. Because it moves as smooth as the NASDAQ does on Renko charts. That would be the only thing that I would trade. I don't even like the Dow, honestly. I would prefer the Russell. But I wouldn't use a 20-in-1 chart. I would do a 10 tick brick size. Do a 13 tick stop loss for a 13 tick take profit. Yeah, That's what I would do with that. That's what I used to trade. All right, let's see if we can get a buy-in. Let's see. Depending on how far back we pull back. I got 15 minutes. Alright, if this reverses, I will get into it, but as long as seller pressure doesn't come in, I'll stay in the trade. Excuse me. As long as it doesn't push down to 39.25. And if it does, I need it to push down further than 25. It can't stop at 39.25, then move. Let's see. What are we going to do? There's like 1,400 volume in this one candle that we're making a decision off of. It's a lot of stalling here. $1,700 now. Good morning, Chuck DZ. Yes, we are green. Just break even, basically. I took 3 trades before I even got on stream, and all of them were break even. I haven't had any setups since 9 o'clock. I took the last trade at 8:56. Curious, what are my Renko settings? 20 and 1. So the brick size is 20 and the threshold is 1. For the ES, I used to prefer either a 8 brick size and a threshold of 1 or 10 and 1. Either one can work. For gold and crude, a 10 and 1 is really good. Then for the Russell, 10 and 1. For the Dow, either 10 and 1 or 20 and 1. Just kind of depends on how you want to see the market. But I think for the Nasdaq, a 20 and 1 is good. I used to trade on a 16 and 2. Then I switched to a 20 and 2. And then I switched to a 20 and 1. I did look at a 16 and 1 for a while. I feel like with the Nasdaq, with the brick size, you should choose a size that's a multiple of 4, since there's 4 ticks in every point. That's just my thought process. Same thing with the ES. That's why the 8 and 1 works, but the 10 and 1 does work as well. But I think the 8 and 1 works best, just me personally. Yeah, and that's the reason why I chose the gold, crude, and the Russell 2000 sizes as well for the 10 and 1. We almost tried to reverse in that candle there, but it just created an outside bar instead for the downtrend. We're coming up on this buy rotation level, which is created from that lower high right there. It's like 1 tick away from hitting it. And we might not get the reversal I'm looking for. Nope. There's that. There is that. I thought I was going to get some in these last 10 minutes, but it doesn't look like it wants to give it to me. Let's see, my major level's back here. It's dynamic, it moves. Still. I was really hoping for that reversal, but that's all right. And we just continue to push down. I could probably take that buy, but I'm not going to. It's just a deep divergence trade for the buy continuation, but because my major level's right there, I don't really want to take it. It'll probably push through it. I don't really know. It's probably gonna push through it. We'll see. See if the VWAP can hold it. I mean, I didn't get into it for a reason, so. And actually, no, it wasn't valid. I wouldn't have taken it. That's the pattern that I lost on a couple of times in the last like week. And I didn't realize till I think it was Monday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, that that's the pattern I was losing off of. This one would have won though, but most of the time that particular pattern is going to lose. Come on. I can't get into this sell. Rejected the VWAP every time on the 5 minute. Which are you talking about, this level? Because don't you trade with one standard deviation level, right? Like, well, I trade with 3, but I feel like you said you trade with one standard deviation level. But we definitely off this blue one. Yeah, almost every time we touched it, it reversed. Even if it was temporary, it definitely rejected off of it almost every time. Uh-oh, sorry. Probably messed up the oh, it's still in the middle. Cool. Yeah, I got 5 minutes. I highly doubt anything else is gonna come, but I'm cool with the break-even day. Break-even is better than red, and I didn't miss any trades per se. And I didn't get into any trades I wasn't supposed to be in. So those 2 things are the big wins for me. 100% execution. I am going to though look at certain reversal patterns when the trend changes at the level that some of my minor trends change. I do want to look at that though, but that's not something that I'm gonna put a whole lot of energy into. It does set up a lot. It set up like 3 times today, and each time it won. What is this? Is this yesterday? Yeah. You sent me the picture? Okay. I'll look as soon as I get off the charts. My nephew has my phone, and it's I use that little guided access mode so he can't get out of it. Because he ignores every call and notification anyway, but I also don't like him getting out of YouTube. So I'll open up Discord on my computer as soon as I'm off the stream. I was trying to create a 1 bar pullback. I don't trade that particular one though, so because not all 1 bar pullbacks are created equal. Yeah, see, that's one. So much for another trade. I went a whole stream without being able to take a trade. That sucks. But I tried, y'all. The market just did not want to give me my setups today. There's nothing I could do about that. The couple of times I thought it was set up, it just didn't. Alright, it's almost 10:59. We got that pullback, but let's see. Nope, I can't take that one either. I can't even take that sell. About 30 seconds left. Ain't nothing gonna happen. So that's it for the stream today, you guys. Hopefully we don't have another inside bar day tomorrow, because I actually want to get some good trades in. I'm gonna show you guys my account balances and trailing threshold amounts, so y'all can see that. All right. Whoa, too big. Come down a little bit. Wish you didn't blow those evals. Start a couple new ones next week. I'm gonna take my time with them and try and take 3 weeks to pass on 1K a week. That's a good idea. I think that, like, just trade them how you trade your PAs. As much as people want to do the 1 day pass and stuff like that, I feel like a lot of times it's just creating bad habits. Because there's somebody who I watch sometimes who he used to like kind of like YOLO the evals, but now he's more so, even when they have the 1 day pass, he'll just trade them the same exact way. He might put a couple more contracts, but he's trading them the way that he trades the PAs. I would rather take 3 weeks to pass the eval than 1 day and then blow the PA. That wasn't anything that was working in your favor at that point. All right, so you guys can see still slightly positive on the 50Ks. Have almost $2,200 left in drawdown on those. I started those Monday, and then the 25K accounts has now been traded for like 9 days at this point, and we're still at 860 in drawdown for that one. So going into tomorrow, hopefully we actually have some volatility and something that I can actually trade, because I do not like sitting on my hands and everything is invalidating itself and I can't trade. But with days like today, as long as I'm break even or slightly positive, that's what makes the most sense and what I'm happy about. Is better than being red because I'm chasing. So that is it for the stream. Really informative talking with you. Absolutely. You as well, Mark. Hopefully you come back. Rio, you have a good day as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your trading session. If you're red, turn it back to green because we don't like red. Good luck with the rest of your session, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.